So tonight I'm working on putting brakes on this thing finally because it's too dangerous not to have them. So all I've done so far is order a throttle cable that's unfortunately too short. I ordered a longer one, but I'll try to make this one work in the meantime. And this thing that grabs the clutch to slow the cart down. It's like a, like a drum brake kind of, except the opposite. It grabs from the outside. So basically this thing is just set up to grab the clutch when you pull the handle over here. And the reason I had to do that is I ran out of cable room. It's stretched pretty tight as it is. So this is how I've got it rigged up. Unfortunately, this handle, which is an old screwdriver, was too heavy, so I had to use this bungee cord to get the right tension on it so it goes back up. But it does work, or it seems to. We're going to take it out and test drive and see how well it works or what I need to adjust. So. Alright, so the Trike. Basically, I keep having a problem with it braking. The welds down here and just this in general keeps causing problems. It's already crooked where it bent, and I had to bend it back into place. So the game plan is I'm gonna chop right here in the same spot on the other side, take all that nasty weldage off, and I got some plates. I'm gonna cut some plates to go there, and then I got some proper structural tubing that'll be a lot easier to weld. Quit. Stop it. No. Structural tubing that'll be a lot easier to weld. It's a lot thicker, and that should give me a much more structural center for the handlebars to go on. And also a problem I'm having, can you stop? Also a problem I'm having is the wheel. So I'm going to take this flat stock and make plates to go on there, and then instead of this part that comes with the bike, which is super thin, flimsy metal, I'm going to use this much stronger piping that I picked up from the steel place. Much stronger, it'll hold much better, and it'll be a lot easier to weld. You mind? You mind? And also another problem I'm having is this front end of a bike was originally holding a 24-inch wheel, and I've since switched to a 26-inch wheel. So I had to chop, let's see if you can see, I had to chop this right here off, and I didn't think it would be a big deal. I mean, it works, but it does cause the wheel to have a little bit of play in it like that. So I've got this donor bike over here that I picked up for 10 bucks. I'm going to basically be using the front end off that, but I'm not going to be using either of these. I'm going to be chopping it right here, welding a plate on there, and then welding that pipe to it. But other than that, we'll be keeping the same design. So I'm going to get all that tacked up, make sure it's at the angle that I want it at, and then weld it up. Alright, so we're making good progress. Got the front end chopped off and ground down. Took the handlebars off and chopped that up and got it ground nice and smooth. Then I got this plate that's going to go right there. So I've got a good solid surface to weld the pipe to. And then this is going to be my new center support piece. going to sit on that plate, and those are going to sit on the truck like that. So that should be much stronger, and I don't think that'll break. So we get it all tacked up and see how it feels. Alright, got some more progress done on this thing. Got the middle shaft and the base plate at the bottom where I like them, so I went ahead and laid down some beads. Need to clean them up, but that will definitely hold much better than the old setup that I had. And up here, I've just been doing tacks and test fitting. The tricky thing about it is you have to get it where when you turn the handlebars, that doesn't hit. It just barely clears. Just barely clears over there, but it does. And as you can see, I just like shoved in an extra piece I had in there just for tack up purposes. I'll cut it off whenever I weld it all up, make it nice and smooth, or close enough. But now at least setup that'll work. It's pretty straight. It's just a little bit off, you can tell, but this ain't no show track, so it'll be more than fine for me. So I'm gonna get that all welded up and then take it for a test drive and make sure that it is riding well. And also I gave a little bit of even more ground clearance than it used to have, so now even if you're completely sideways, you'll still have at least probably 2.5 inches before it hits the ground. So that's one big flaw that the old design had. So learning from my mistakes and improving this thing. All right. Hey, no digging. So I got this thing reassembled. The lines run, got one ran for the brake as well. Going for the same setup in the rear, just with this beefier line. Actually a little bit longer than I needed it to be, but should be fine. Got it all cable tied down. It feels good, feels like it should work. No! Luna, no! Anyways, feels like it should work. So I'm going to take it out and give it a test drive, make sure everything works right, and see if this brake works at all. So, wish me luck. So, after riding it around for a while, I can confirm that the brake actually works. It works pretty good, as well can be expected from tires with sleeves on the wheels, but the thing does slow down, and it'll be much safer to ride now. So, glad I got that figured out. I had to fix a few other small things. The throttle came loose and I had to tighten a bolt inside there, and then the steering came loose, and so I had to tighten this up here and this nut right here. But after we got all that ironed out, they ran pretty solid. So last thing I need to do is adjust the tensioner one more time. So it came up a little bit, but not a big deal. But overall, that was real successful, so I'm pretty happy with it.